many of you decided for traumatic experience to accelerate that activation. You, because you come holding more light, you volunteer to help clear those traumas. And your first mission is really to help your lineage. You are not just connected to the third dimension, you are connected to all the dimensions. But of course, you are not aware of that all the time, because that would be overwhelming. And the challenge of the third dimension is for itself already enough. And the answer is 1,000 yes. Because everything that you hold in your thought for some seconds doesn't even need to be a minute. You associate an emotion to it, and that emotion carries a vibration, and that vibration is sent out to the universe, to the ether. That's from where everything manifests. That vibration goes with your signature. So when it's accumulated in a certain quantity, it manifests back to you personally. But that vibration also goes to the collective. You don't know what anything is for. And when you see someone suffering, especially when they keep repeating the same patterns, you that are awakened, you just want to go there, hold that person's hands, look in their eyes, and lovingly say, there is a better way, dear one. Should you do that? It all depends. Sometimes you should. Sometimes it's not your business. You're not here to interfere. The most important law of the universe is the law of free will. Hello, dear ones. I am Maria Eleonora Madalena, and welcome to the Starseed Awakening Show. Here is a place where you come to expand your consciousness, to heal, and also to remember. Remember that you are here for a purpose. So, as today I am on vacation in Sedona with my family, but I left this gift recorded for you. Today I'll do something different. I will channel the Galactics, and the way I'm gonna do, I'll have my friend Joseph Michael answer me questions. I don't know what the questions are. By the question, I will ask that someone from the Galactics will step forward to answer the question. I don't know who will come. But before we start, I would like to give you a little bit of background about my abilities to channel beings from other dimensions. I started with automatic writing in 2020. And of course, the first one who came was like a human that had passed on. That was my cousin. And in 10 days, I wrote a letter that I delivered to his family. And next time that I channeled again, here came one of my guides and happened to be a Pleiadian. And from now on, I develop my abilities to channel the higher self Started with my higher self, but I understood I could channel the higher self of anyone. I also could channel consciousness out of space and time. I'm able to channel, for example, your consciousness when you were 5 years old, that you had a trauma. I'm able to channel, I'm already in contact to more than 10 versions of myself from other dimensions. Those are what we call ETs. ETs, extraterrestrials, means not from Earth. And of course, the ones that have the ability to come here, to communicate with us, to interact with us, most of them are beings from the fifth dimension and up, with some exceptions of some that are from the fourth dimension, and most of them doesn't have our best interest of heart. So it is from other planets, just like Earth on the third dimension. They do not have the ability, the technology to come, to travel all the way from where they are, to travel here to communicate with us. And they're still learning in development and probably not fully vibrating in love. So it's better that they stay there taking care of their own business. So I will bring Joseph Michael here now, and we're going to start the show. Let me admit him. And this is supposed to be fun. Let's see how it goes. And in the future, I can come here and you'll be the one asking the questions for me. Joseph, you are still mute. He's coming in. Joseph, thank you for do the experiment with me.
Absolutely. My
And
pleasure.
welcome to the Starseed Awakening Show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And Joseph, can you just tell a little bit to the viewers who you are, what your stand on the awakening process at this moment?
So yeah, my name is Joseph Michael. I've been awakened for a long period of my life, but I'm really starting to really understand what it means to be awakened and some of the gifts that come along with being awakened. And yeah, now it's time to help.
So, I think let's go straight to the chase, like I think that's how people say. I would like you to ask me the first question, and then I will see who will come up to answer the question.
What does it mean to be a starseed?
Okay, let's see who wants to answer this question for us. And who's going to answer this question is Sananda. And many people from the spiritual community, from the awakened Starseeds, they know that Sananda is another aspect of Jesus from the Sirius stars, from the office of Christ. And he has been work intensively assisting on Earth's evolution, humanity evolution, and the ascension of the planet, especially at this time. Let's see what he has to tell us about starseeds, what that means to be starseed. Dear child, you are blessed beings indeed. I know that phrase is more from Jesus, but I would like to use that too, because that's the truth. You are powerful, beautiful, creative human beings. You came here with a purpose and with a mission. But in order to not call too much attention to yourself, you need to come in a human body. And you even need to forget, because you are placed in families that used to their common life, and the learning that they were enduring should not be disturbed. So you came with a part of your light, let's say, turned off, but with triggers in order for you to remember what it means to be a starseed. It means that you come here with a purpose. But it also means that even though you are in a human body, your DNA had to be enhanced to hold more light. Because all the starseeds are beings that come, are souls that come from higher dimensions. And in order to accomplish, to fulfill your mission, you need to be able to hold more light. Your vessel needs to hold more light. All the parents, they are volunteer on this process. And some of them, they are also starseeds from another generation. Some parents that didn't have the agreement to have that DNA activated when before the conception or during gestation, the DNA was activated as a baby. Most of you that are starseed, you have been watched over and really cared for. And many had many visitations on our spaceships in order to do those adjustments. Because the Earth environment is very challenging. And in order to this program, the Starseeds really work, there is a lots of work on the back end. Let's put it this way. But of course, you can't really remember. This dear one, for example, she has been visiting our spaceships since she was a baby. And one day, she was about 5, we allow her to have some glimpses of memory of what she saw. But that didn't turn out that good, because of course, 5 years old, spill the beans, like you say, and she told, and people could not understand. So we decided that in order for her to grow, to develop, live a normal life, normal in between quotes, it would be better that she would not remember and just being seen as any other child. That's one of the main reasons why you don't remember. Because if you remember everything, you're not able to function in between among other humans. But there is a time that your soul program, your team that planned your incarnation, they decided which events would trigger that activation. And many of you decided for traumatic experience to accelerate that activation. But not only with that purpose, but also each family that you were placed on, they carry their own limitation patterns. They carry so many traumas. And you, because you come holding more light, you volunteer to help clear those traumas. And your first mission is really to help your lineage to break free from those limit beliefs that keep them in suffering, poverty, and in ignorance. And we say that not in a detrimental way. Ignorance is just mean not knowing. And we are in a very, very beautiful time where the light of the planet is rising, facilitating the purge of those traumas and allowing more light to anchor into the planet through the starseeds, through you. So that's really important that you stop numbing your pain. Face your shadows. But we say that you don't need to do that alone. In the other dimensions, your guides and galactic family, they are always supporting you. But also, there is so many light beings that's already activated, that's already working to help you to clear those traumas, to help you remember and activate your own gifts. I am Sananda, but I'm not just one individual consciousness. So, for a purpose of being more truthful to what we really are, from now on, each one that will come will refer to themselves as we. So, love and light to all. And welcome. Welcome to this moment of your life. And congratulations for getting here. We are always with you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yes. And I know he could speak for a lot, but I know you have more questions. And that was just the first transmission. So actually, before you go to another question, I would like to show, of course, this week I'm not gonna have a workshop because I'm on vacation, but I will have some workshops next week. And I will tell you which workshop is. Let me just see if it's, oh, that's so interesting. Okay, I will come back to that later. So, Joseph, do you have another question?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, can a person feel an activation before they intellectually understand it?
Let's see who wants to answer this question. I am Green Tara. Many of you never heard about me. I am the embodiment of Sophia from the office of Christ. Yes, the answer is yes. Everything happens first in the energetic level. And many times in other dimensions, in higher dimensions, before it manifests in the third dimension. Each one of you as a holographic beings, that means you are not just connected to the third dimension, you are connected to all the dimensions. But of course, you are not aware of that all the time, because that would be overwhelming. And the challenge of the third dimension is for itself already enough. But when you are sleeping in between quotes, because your soul never sleeps, you have access to other dimensions, and you learn, you go to heal, you go to fight for the light. There are so many things, so light works that you do when you are sleeping. And your DNA is always activated with your environment, is always being impacted by everything that happens around you that you are not consciously aware of. And yes, you get activated, and those activations sometimes will trigger some actions, some thoughts, some emotions that you don't understand. But when you start looking inward to your thoughts, to your emotions, go into meditation, and then you have access to that truth, to that knowledge. You bridge the gap. You become aware. You awake. And when you get that awareness, and then you have the choice to start living in it, to start using those new abilities. First, to enhance yourself, to overcome your own challenges, and then to help and assist everyone else that come across your path. Our answer is yes. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's very interesting. The first one that introduced me, Green Tara, was Ananda. When I started to channel, I was guided to, instead of say who I wanted to come, I would just say, I give permission to any being of love and light to come forth with a message that will best assist me at this moment. And one day Sananda came, and he told that I have a very special connection with the office of Christ. And I started to ask a lot of questions on who was. And he said, why you don't communicate straight up to that being? And that's how it started with Grintara. That gave me another name, but now I understand why, and it's Grintara.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. Um,
So before the next question, can
yeah,
you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about your gifts and what you have been doing?
absolutely. So the gifts that I have are hands-on healing. Um, which, depending on where the individual is currently in their shadow work or, their state of consciousness, um, the universe uses me as a vessel of source energy to allow them to heal, which in terms of not me doing the healing, allowing their body to remember how to heal. And so, uh, you know, anybody that's just getting started on the healing journey, they'll receive exactly what they're supposed to receive in that exact moment. Now, as you progress, you can kind of transform, you know, into your purpose and really understand what it is and your purpose here on earth, and to be able to utilize the gifts and powers that you were sent here to use to help humanity.
Yeah, so Joe, I see Joseph as a starseed activator. He activates your light codes if that's what's already designed for you at that moment. And one amazing experience I had with Joe, we exchanged service for a while, and he did a session with me where he activated all my chakras. And then later on, I took a bath, like a hot bath, and as soon as I know that after they go on the bathtub and they get out, for some reason my senses are very heightened. I'm not sure exactly why that happened. So when I step out of the bathroom, and of course it was a Zoom call. So when I step up in my bedroom, and then I started seeing a lot of orbs of blue light. And it was very interesting. Whatever there was like a straight line, for example, over my bed, there is a straight line. And then there was a straight line of the orbs, making like a straight line. And wow, this is amazing. And I blink and it was still there. I don't remember for how long it was there. And I just focused on the wall and I started seeing a portal of those orbs. I can't remember if it was going, like those images on the internet. I'm not sure if it was going or coming, but that was amazing. And it was my Arcturian friends. They were just saying hi to me, and somehow I got more activated to connect deeper with them at that moment. Joe, I think you had more experience where you did some healing to someone that was kind of awakened also and living their purpose. And after the healing, you they start find out activating other abilities that they didn't that was dormant.
Absolutely. I'd love to share that with you. So this lady that it was just I was sitting there one day and I got this intuitive hit to give her a call. And it was kind of funny because like when I reached out to her to ask her if she wanted a session, she says, "Yeah, I'm going to St. George for to kind of scout out the area, meet new clients, and to be able to move there and start to help the collective there in that area." And so she's like, "I have like 3 or 4 days before I'm supposed to that I'm gonna before I'm gonna leave." And so I heard we set up the appointment. It was like a couple days before she was gonna leave, and it was pretty cool, the experience. We did a Zoom, and I activated her chakras, and after she came back, she had allowed me to understand that while she was there and helping clients, she could actually when she would reach into their energetic field, she could see all the swords or the wounds that these people were holding in the form of swords in their back, and so she could see these swords, and then she was also able to pull those swords out, and she could hear them drop to the ground as she was taking them out, and the clients felt those swords come out, and they felt like they were being released from some of the traumas that they were holding on to. So it was kind of a cool experience to hear that.
Mhm. Yes, that's really amazing. And one thing, when you started to activate your DNA, let me explain before what that really means. All human beings has at least 12 strands of DNA. But long time ago, we were downgraded and mixed with the primates protein, that's the HR positive. Whoever has the HR positive are descendant of that experiment by Yankee. So what he did that mix, and on top, he uses the Atlantean, human Atlantean DNA, that one DNA in the primates. All the Atlanteans, they had at least 12 strands of DNA. And they were highly connected with God, at least in the beginning. Later on, they fall. But they were connected with Source. They knew they were one with Source. And they had special abilities, telepathy, and they could fly and so on. So what Inc did was to disconnect 10 of those strands and leave only 2 responsible for the basic survival. The reason why he did that, because he engineered that version of humanity in order for them to work as a slave to mine the gold for them. And of course, if they were smart, they're not allow themselves to be a slave. So that's what they did. But the interesting thing is they were not able to extract the other 10 trains of DNA. They were able only to disconnect. And each human being that was another face of human being, another type of human being, they all had the ability, if they work on their self, on their emotions, going through meditation in nature, they were able to slowly activate those strands of DNA. So what happened with the starseeds? They come with those strands of DNA, the 12. Each one of us already have the 12. Some of us are part of special experiments where more DNA was added from other species along the galaxy, along the multiverse. And we don't come here with only 2 strands activated. Especially our kids, those kids that are doing amazing things, they are already coming with 4, 5, even 7 strands of DNA. And what happened when you start activating the DNA? When you activate the third DNA, you will start connecting to other dimensions. That means your psychic abilities enhance. What means psychic abilities? Well, there is many, but the first one is like a channeling communication. It's just the ability to perceive things, to communicate with beings out of the third dimension, in higher dimensions. That's what means to be channeling, to to be a psychic in that sense. So we slowly are activating all those DNAs. And of course, when we get like to 100% of our DNA activated, it will be like superheroes. That's not gonna happen yet. So I know is maybe when I listen to those concepts for the first time, maybe you don't resonate at all with this, but if you are curious, just stay with us. And don't worry about belief or disbelief. Just listen. Because when you're ready, it will resonate with you. And you don't really need to straight away saw that, I believe in that. Maybe we will just sparkle some questions. If what she's saying make any sense, so why this happen? Or why experience that? Or maybe, oh, so that explained that experience that I had. So for each person, it will assist in a different way. Before the next question, would you like to say something, John?
Absolutely. So yeah, what you're to me is what you're saying is like, they send us here with this DNA pattern that has been broken or disconnected. And so when we talk about shadow work, I feel like when we really dig deep into the patterns, the cycles, the limiting beliefs, all the things that keep us back from really achieving our fullest self, when we do that work, each step of the way, it's linking up another strand of DNA, which allows us to really achieve the gifts that we have within us. And this is it. Like each gift that we open up, it brings us closer to the Christ consciousness. And so what that means to me is, Christ consciousness is he has all these powers and gifts. And the more and more that we climb that ladder and escape from fear, or how about not escape from fear, but balance out these lower vibrational energies, the more in tune we become with Christ consciousness and the powers and the gifts that Christ actually brought to the world. So,
Well said, Joe. That's exactly the point, the purpose. So let me go back and show my website and talk about the workshops. But next Wednesday, there will be oh, this is not supposed to be here, the 17th. Okay, I'm talking about the one on the 24th, because on the 17th I will be on vacation, so I will take this away from here. So the 24th, you can sign up. And if you'd like to support this show, the Starseed Awakening Show, and for just this week, for everyone that donate, make sure that when you donate, you allow me to have access at least to your email, so I can send you a coupon code of to take away $44. You're gonna pay, each one is like $55, but I will send you a coupon code that you'll be able to sign up for only $11. So you take $44 off. So when you do the donation, some people has private and they don't allow. If it's private, you don't know how to change it. You can keep it private. But on my website, on the contacts, you can come here on the contacts and you just say, my name is Maria. I donate to the Starseed Awakening Show and I want to make a coupon code for the workshop. So put a subject here donation workshop, something like that, that I can remember, and leave your message here, submit, and I will make sure that you'll get the coupon discount. So, Joe, do you have another question?
Yeah, let's can collective consciousness shift reality?
Let me see. Who would like to come? Hmm, that's very interesting. Okay. The one that wants to come is Zeus, and I've channeled him before. And Zeus was an Anunnaki that came to Earth 450,000 years ago. And his name and the way he was known in the Sumerian was in Leo. And for each culture, for Greek, he was the Zeus. And he had other names depending on the civilization. So let's see what he has to say about that. Dear child, I am the one you know as Zeus, the Greek god, but I never been a god. Actually, I was just a brother from the star. And we came here. We're not supposed to interfere with the humanity experiment. But our planet Nibiru was in problem. The atmosphere needed to be repaired. And our scientists knew that Earth had lots of gold, and that gold powder would restore our atmosphere. That was the main reason, but there was also a hidden agenda behind that. That hidden agenda was carried on by my brother, Enki, the one that you knew as Poseidon, the king of the oceans. But that's a long story that we are going to tell another time. Let's focus on the question. Can humanity collective shift reality? And the answer is 1,000 yes. Because everything that you hold in your thought for some seconds doesn't even need to be a minute. You associate an emotion to it, and that emotion carries a vibration, and that vibration is sent out to the universe, to the ether. That's from where everything manifests. That vibration goes with your signature. So when it's accumulated in a certain quantity, it manifests back to you personally. But that vibration also goes to the collective. And when the collective are sending enough of that same vibration, it will manifest to the collective. So every single one of you can experiment. War in your planet can only be allowed because of the vibration that you guys are sending out by inadvertently watching those violent movies. If it wasn't by Hollywood violent productions, no one, no government would have the power to create those wars. Because on a scale, those wars are experienced by everyone on earth. And then you'll say, but I don't agree with war. I want peace. I want happiness. That's where awareness comes. It's time to stop not wanting to understand. It's time for you to take responsibility of your own thoughts, because they are the one creating your reality. Not only the reality that you experience personally, but the reality of the collective. Don't give away your creative power to a dumb television TV program. It just doesn't work. We see every day humans, many humans, snapping out of this program. And that brings so much joy to us. People are understanding that no longer they should be giving their power away, that keep living in the automatic, repeating the same thing again. It's not really helping them. You don't like something, you complain to someone else to solve the problem. You complain to your priest, your pastor, your government, but they are there as a reflection of you. They only exist on those positions because you put them there. So if you're not satisfied, they are the result of your thoughts, of your manifestation. If you're not satisfied with what you're getting, you need to change the route. You need to change with your thoughts, emotions, and action. And be coherent with what you really want to experience. You want to experience abundance. You want to experience happiness, health. But then look back of your life. Look back of your thoughts. Which one of your thoughts, how much percent of your thoughts are in alignment with health? How much percent of your thoughts are in alignment with happiness? How much percent of your thoughts are in alignment with your purpose, with your life's purpose? Do you really think that you came here just to feed the matrix? To work 40 or more hours a week just to pay bills and buy things that you don't need? That's not That's not why you came here. You came here for this experience. You came here to live a happy dream. And reality is not solid. And you have been taught there is. It's not. You shape your realities moment by moment with your emotion. The reason why you don't notice is because you have been trained, heavily trained, to be on the automatic, repeating the same thought patterns over and over again. So you think that nothing's changed. But if you are here on listening to us, it's because you're ready to awake. Oh, I have so many bills to pay. I have to drive, fight the traffic to get to work. Things are just so hard. You don't need to suddenly make a bold move and get a divorce, buy a house, sell a house. Too little at a time. Start by going barefoot in nature. Each word to be like a square of dirt or grass or a bottle of water. No matter which jungle, city jungle you live in, you must have at least a square of dirt to connect to Mother Gaia. And she's gonna feel you. And she's gonna hear you. 3 minutes a day, that's enough. 3 minutes a day, pay attention to your breath. Breathe in. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. 3 minutes a day. That will be enough for you to start questioning the status quo. For you to start noticing that now that you are paying attention, or that you're putting your focus on something else, something is changing. And you say, oh, that's a miracle. Yes, that's your miracle. You are making the miracle. Because you are the miracle maker. You are the creator. We could go on and on and on. But yes, you have responsibility for your own reality, and you heavily contribute with the reality of the collective. But you are only responsible for your own thoughts. Each one of you is responsible for your own thoughts. You are not responsible for the collective. The only thing that is asked of you is to be aware, to be coherent. Think of what you want to experience. Align with the emotion of what you want to experience. And when you are guided, step forward, act in alignment with what you want to experience. And then you're going to realize that you are the miracle maker. We love you, Zeus. Oh, that has been very
Thank you.
surprising. I would never thought that he would step forward.
Well, we definitely
I
experience realities that we're not really accustomed to yet, but it's kind of a blessing to get to experience that.
I hope you resonate with what you're doing today. If you are not, it's okay. You can move on to something else. But if you feel that there is something for you here, that information is helping you in any way, shape, or form, support this channel. If you don't feel inspired to donate, you don't have to. Just leave your like, leave a comment, a question, share with your friends, family, share with anyone that you think can resonate with that information, that can use this information, and subscribe to the channel. So I think let's just do one more question, and let's see. Do you have another question?
I do. This one will definitely help us understand, unity across all traditional belief systems. So the question is how can awakened individuals help others without forcing belief?
That's a very, very good question. And before I channeled, I tell my own experience. Okay, I am energy healer, a Reiki therapist. And when I started my practice, that I realized that was really working and helping. For example, I had a lady that she was having thyroid problems, nodules for like 10 years. She was taking controlled medication for her thyroid. I didn't know that she had that problem. I did a Reiki session for her online. A week later, she had an appointment to check, and 3 of those nodules was gone. There was only one and very small. And the doctor took her out of the medication for the first time in 10 years. Of course, when she told me that, it's less than another session to eradicate that. So it's, wow, these things really work. I made a list of all my family that I wanted to heal. I did that. Not everybody was open to. I had a sister-in-law that just sharing my videos in YouTube, like about spirituality. She asked me, please stop sending me those things because I'm Christian and I don't want to do nothing with that. So it's okay. And I didn't get a great response. I have like 6 siblings, just one wanted. And both of my parents also did, so that was like a blessing. So I understood that not everybody is open to hear. And it's okay to honor where everyone is. And sometimes it's hard because you are awakened and then you see one thing is building up here, right here. You can see ahead, you know exactly what's going to happen. And of course, you know what could that person do to avoid all that trouble. And you love that person. You know the route that you take them to suffering. And then you wanted for them not to go into suffering because you love them. But it's not your business to do that. You don't know what anything is for. The Curse of Miracles, the one that says that. You don't know what anything is for. For example, in order for them to get to that point, to live that experience, their guides and their soul, when they're planning the life, they carefully orchestrated that event for them to live, so they can learn something out of that, so they can release maybe patterns that has coming from other lifetimes. And then if you step up and there's no, I'm not going to leave that, then you miss out the experience that they're not going to learn. So the answer is, it was really hard for me to learn, but you put yourself at service and whoever is ready for you will come to you. Sometimes you feel inspired to offer. You offer one time. If it doesn't resonate, let it go. If the person doesn't respond, insists. Let's see who wants to come answer this question. We that are awake, how we help others that are not awake without going against their beliefs. Let's see. Okay, Jesus wants to answer this one because that's makes a lot of sense that he wants to answer this question. Dear child, you are a blessed being indeed. Yes, you don't know what anything is for. And when you see someone suffering, especially when they keep repeating the same patterns, you that are awakened, that already know better, let's put it this way, you just want to go there, hold that person's hands, look in their eyes, and lovingly say, there is a better way, dear one. Should you do that? It all depends. Sometimes you should. Sometimes it's not your business. You're not here to interfere. The most important law of the universe is the law of free will. We all need to follow the law of free will. Even the beings that are for God but love, they should also do it. They don't do it, they get in trouble for that. But they don't do it. We need to respect the free will of everyone. And when they keep repeating those patterns, it's not because they are stupid. You don't know how many lifetimes or how many generations of traumas, of those limited beliefs, they are breaking through. So they need all that time. Unfortunately, they need all that struggle. Their soul, along with their guides, design all that. So, and then you ask, oh, so what anything is for? So I have all those gifts, I can help, but I should not help? Let's not be radical. Of course you can help. And there will be many that will come to you when they are ready, when they are in alignment to receive what you have to offer. The universe will orchestrate to put you both together. So you know, you're going to know for sure. Sometimes you're gonna receive people that are just half ready. They're gonna receive a session from you, for example. They're not gonna completely resonate, they'll never come back. Or maybe they'll take a long time to come back. But at that moment, there was a shift in the perception. And there was a start of a breakthrough, something. So how you know where to step in, where not to interfere? All of you that's already in that path, that's already awakened, is very much in touch with your intuition, with your heart center. You're going to know in your heart when to ask, when to offer, when to act. You just know how to interpret the synchronicities. You just know. So the answer for that question is respect everyone's free will with love and no judgment. Don't just be ramming in your thoughts. They're bad, they're stupid. No. You don't know what anything is for. You don't know what they are here to heal. You don't know what is their plan, their incarnational plan. There is no wrong choice. There is no, oh, you should not be doing that. Everyone is choosing, is making decisions based on the amount of light and wisdom that their soul can currently hold. And they can never be wrong. Each choice will bring a different experience. Some will look like a detour to happiness and heaven, if you want to say. But it's not wrong. All experiences are valid, and each one of them contribute for the return home to source. So just connect to your intuition. When you feel inspired to offer something, do it. Do it without attachment. If the person is not ready to receive, it's okay. But there will be many that will be ready to receive. And then you'll have those beautiful exchange, like you have with this dear one and the other one. And each one of you will have a great impact. Whatever an awaken starseeds are, a trail of light is leaving behind. And that trail of light is pushing away the shadows of everyone that get in contact with. It's contributing for the collective, for the elevation, to elevate the vibration of the collective, connecting to the other question. So you know what to do. You know when it will be time to offer your gifts and when it will be time to let it go. We love you. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Wow, it's been about 1 hour and 10 because we started later. But do you have another question? If you like, answer one more.
How about I ask one to you and get your input on it?
Yes.
Have you ever experienced something you couldn't logically explain?
That's that's an interesting question. I had many experience, but I have I have a broad understand about logic now. For example, I'm a very reasonable person. Things need to make sense to me, but doesn't need to make sense inside of this 5 cents, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because for me, the other dimensions are very real. I've been experienced them a lot. So with my knowledge and different experience, that for me would be ordinary, however, not for other people. But I think the amaziest thing that happened to me happened right I think before complete a week that I was channeling my guides from the Pleiades. They knew that they need to give me some physical proof. So my ego want to go wild and say, you are just making all this thing up. They needed to give me something. So they did. I went to bed. My husband wasn't there yet. As soon as I lay down, closed my eyes, I felt a presence. Like I had that experience before when I was in bed and I feel like someone sit on the bed and I feel the bed going down. I think I had that experience when I was living alone in Rio de Janeiro, and I usually would know who was my godmother, and we were very close, and I think she was just supporting me somehow. But this one, I felt like he had put a knee, and it was something very heavy, heavier than a regular human being. And then I started feeling a magnetic field coming towards me that I could feel against my skin. It's hard to explain, but that's how it felt. It felt like a magnetic that I could even touch. It felt coming against my skin. And as soon as I realized that, and then I cover my head, it's what is this? And then I realized, oh, it's my guy. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I cover my head. I'm not afraid. Please don't go away. And I opened my eyes. I couldn't see. I closed my eyes. I couldn't see. I could just feel. And I felt that overwhelming sense of love and protection. So I knew it was him. I'm not sure how long that lasts. For me, it sounds more like 5 minutes, but I'm not really sure how long it lasts because when you have those experiences, you kind of step out of time. So, of course, not many people, when I would tell those type of things, my family, for example, they not believe or understand. So that would be in the category that you told me. But my mind now that's so aware with multi-dimension stuff understand exactly what happened. He is a being from a higher dimension that came to visit me, and that's how he thought that I would experience without fear. I wasn't ready to see, that's why he didn't show himself to me.
It's beautiful.
So
I have a
now that
short.
you ask me, sorry, I will let you complete what you would say.
Okay, I have a short experience as well, and
Oh
it
my
actually
goodness,
just
that's exactly what I would ask for you to give me your experience.
this actually happened the other night. It was not last night, but the night before. Okay. I have this other friend. She's super spiritual. She has her own gifts. And one of her gifts is when she closes her eyes to meditate, she can see beings, right? Sometimes, not all the time, but she can
Mhm.
see different spiritual beings. Anyways, so I went shopping with her and I bought a few things and I left them in her trunk. I meant to grab them, but for some reason, I left them there. Anyways, um, I went home. I took my dog for a walk, and on my walk, I had this call that somebody needed some help with their dishwasher. So I went over there and helped them with their dishwasher. All this stuff is divinely orchestrated, if you will. Anyways, it was like 9 p.m. Um, and so I went over there, helped him with his dishwasher, and then I stopped back over to my friend's house to pick up my belongings that I left in her trunk. And while we were out there, she was looking up in the sky and she's seen what I would say that there was multiple UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to refer to them as. I call them my friends and family, my star beings. Anyways, so as I'm looking in the sky, I'm starting to realize how many there are. And then she intuitively is like, we should go up and go to the mountain and kind of look at them. And it was crazy because like I totally felt the same. It was just that inner knowing. And so we go up to the mountain, and we go up and we're watching this and given the moon isn't out yet, so it's quite dark. And while we're up there, we could totally see like a lot of stars, a lot of moving objects, a lot of it was phenomenal. And I threw on a certain group of frequencies, and it's like 110 hertz. And so we're listening to them in the truck, and I'm like literally calling in, you know, whoever it is out there to join us. And about that time, my body's just like pulsating, vibrating. And then I ask a question and I get this neutral answer, like full of messages for myself. And it was like that calm love feeling, right? And as I'm like receiving these messages, she's over there meditating and she's receiving messages. And there was a point when she's like, these two beings came in my consciousness. They were, and to me is what it sounded like is they were Pleiadians. There was one woman that had blonde hair, like short curly hair, and then there was another one. They both had, is what she described as like a platinum light coming from their heart chakra. And they were talking to her and kind of explaining some things to her which at that point I totally understood. And then she said she's seen Jesus, also like a silhouette, right?
Mhm.
And then she explains to me what they had told her, and we're kind of getting into the conversation about what was taking place, and she's actually feeling the energy of these individuals flowing through her as well. And so we kind of shared each other with what it was that we received, and then we kind of went back into it. And the second time was a little, it was kind of an amazing experience because like I'm literally asking these questions to the beings that were present. And to me, once again, I feel like it was the Pleiadians that were there with us. And I would ask the question and she would receive the answer. And
Oh,
yeah, so it was super amazing. And they had a lot of really good messages, um, a lot of confirmations, a lot of clarity, like as to kind of, you know, timelines and different, perspectives and different things that are kind of, what to expect, things to come and stuff like that. And it was super cool. We stayed out there a little longer than, we were anticipating, but the amount of information that flowed through us was totally worth the experience. So yeah, I just wanted to share that
oh,
with you.
that's amazing. And those type of experience will just be more common in people's life that are awakening. And the disclosure for the extraterrestrials are happening right now.
Yes.
And many of us will be part of that disclosure. Not far away from now, we will be showing, presenting our versions of the stars from people. I already been told that I will be part of it. Have you been told that you will be part of that too?
Yeah, so to be quite honest with you, that was one of the questions that I asked, and that's what she said. She literally, she was holding on to it, and the being told her like, "Tell him," you know what I'm saying? And the being, what she told me was like, "Your time is coming very soon now." That's what the message was, and so to me, intuitively, I kind of already feel that, but it was just a confirmation from her, from the beings, that she was in contact with, to allow me to understand that, yeah, don't, don't worry. Everything's working out in divine timing.
Yeah.
Your time is coming and everything's going to be all right.
No, that's beautiful. And I just wanted to clarify to people that, of course, after I had that visitation that night, I didn't went to sleep. I got up and went automatic writing, talked to him and asked, did you just came to my room? And he confirmed. So
Yeah,
I think that's a good time to end this conversation. And in the future, I will come here to answer your questions. Let me know in the comments if you would like to ask those type of questions to me to be answered by one of the galactics. So, or you can even type your question there because maybe I can do that online, or if I receive a lot of questions, I can just record a show by myself answering those questions. Joe, thank you so much for being part of this experiment with me.
it was a
And
pleasure.
I think people are ready. People are ready, and I'm very excited for everything that's about to happen, that it's already happened. So thank you for being brave enough to stay all the way to the end. And this is just the first of the kind, but it won't be the last. If you are curious for more, so just stay tuned with the awakening path, and especially tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Love and light to you, and see you soon.